Hello fellow rail fans, and welcome back to another train guide video. Train Guides is a series where I provide useful operating techniques and information on certain trains in Train Sim World and Train Sim World 2. In this video, I will be teaching all of you how to properly operate an LIRR M7. I will leave a timestamp in the description for when I start the tutorial. The first category will be tech specs and info. The M7 is an electric multiple unit built by Bombardier Transportation between 1999 and 2006. They are used on both the Long Island Railroad and Metro-North Railroad, with Metro-North M7s, called M7As, having subtle differences. A total number of 1,172 M7 units were built for the two railroads. These cars are arranged in married pairs, where each car contains a complete set of controls for the operator or conductor. The M7 was built in two separate but similar models due to the difference in electrical and signaling systems on the two railroads. The most notable difference is the M7As have blue fronts with white stripes instead of the yellow with black stripe the M7 has. The M7 has had a rocky release and start of service, as the M7 swayed heavily from side to side. Modifications were required to reduce the sway on the trains. In 2006, the MTA began replacing all M7 armrests after customers filed complaints about the armrests slipping into pockets and tearing them while sitting. The new design is coated in a more fabric-friendly rubber. In 2007, the M7s had the highest mean distance between failures out of the entire LIRR fleet. This was due to the fact that they were the newest rolling stock and the fleet was regularly tested for reliability. For the next section, we'll be in the cab of the M7 and I will be teaching all of you how to realistically operate it and bring it into stations. We are now in the M7. I'm going to be showing you guys how to set the train up. We are in West Side Yard. We're going to bring this train into Penn Station. First thing we're going to do is close the door and move the blind down. We're then going to turn the master key into the on position. Move this reverser into forward. Put the brakes into max brakes and hold it there. I like to dim the ATC here. Next, we're going to turn on the headlights. I usually put them on dim if it's daytime. Turn the marker lights off. And we're going to charge the brakes. That's L1 on the PS4 controller, LB on the Xbox, or you can press this button right here. We're now going to turn the ATC on and the alerter on. We're also going to put the dead man's pedal on, cutting, and that's part of it done. For some information on the ATC and the safety systems, the alerter will sound an alarm in the cab about every 45 seconds to a minute, depending on if the operator has not moved the throttle handle. You are to acknowledge this alarm by moving this lever right here, and that's by pressing B on the Xbox controller or circle on the PlayStation controller. The ATC will sound an alarm when there is a reduction in the speed limit up ahead, or if you are above the indicated speed limits. These are the speed limit. The little box will light up telling you how fast you shall be going. Whichever speed limit is the lowest is the one you should follow. So if the speedometer on the bottom right shows a lower speed limit than the ATC, you are to follow that one. If the ATC starts sounding, you are to either reduce your speed if you are overspeeding by 80% and acknowledge this, or just acknowledge the lever and it will shut up. Next thing is we're going to put the train back into emergency. Let the brakes decharge. When it gets down to 0, we're going to put the train back into max brake. And we're going to recharge the brakes. This gets the brakes fully charged up to about 150, 149 instead of it staying at 130. Now, we're going to open both windows so we can hear. And we're going to turn the cab lights on. I like to dim the gauge lights, or really turn them on. Now, about these door controls back here, with the LIRR, doors are not usually operated by the motorman. They are controlled by the conductor or conductors that are on the train. I like to manually open and close the doors using this control panel here, because it's the closest thing to being a real conductor. So we're going to bring this train into Penn Station. We're going to release the brakes. We're going to get moving. I'm going to place it into just a little bit of handling. Going to move it up a little bit. When it gets to about 2 miles per hour, we're going to cut the throttle. And we're going to perform a brake test here. Make sure the brakes are operational. And they are. When you reach 30 miles per hour in a regular drive, you are to perform another brake test. So we're just going to bring this train into Penn Station here, following the speed limits set by the ATC and the regular track speed. As you can see up ahead, we have clear signals, so we can proceed into Penn Station. When operating the M7, I suggest when you are entering a station, that is the ATC. We're going to acknowledge that, and we are below the speed limit, so the ATC alarm has now shut off. Now, since we are on a decline, I'm going to keep the train into about notch 2 braking to make sure we don't go over the speed limit again. However, when entering a station, I suggest you enter the station at around 35 to 40 miles per hour, as the M7's brakes aren't the best. I prefer the M3's brakes over the M7's. And the M7, it does have some trouble with coming to a stop at a high speed kind of quickly. So as you can see, we are in the Penn Station interlocks. The junction's right here. That is a M3 just ahead of us. I will be giving a train guide tutorial on the M3 next week, or around Tuesday or Friday again. And we're going to stop just around the end of the platform. We are now going to put the brakes into a little bit of braking, minimum brakes, and adjust. As I said before, the conductors usually control the doors. However, I'm going to be showing you guys how to control them. Put the door control key in, turn it right to doors and comm, then press unlock rearward doors. Where the conductor usually is, he's about midway through the platform.
There's usually multiple of them. So there'll probably be a conductor in these cabs. They will press unlock forward and rearward doors. When closing the doors, you are to press lock rearward doors. I'm going to be showing you guys that right now. And turn this key to calm so you can still speak announcements. That is the M7 train guide. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.